Welcome back to Pilates Chakras Tarot. I'm Debbie Christie, and we are off to completing the birth numbers for the month of April 2021, and we're on to birth number 8, right? So those of you who are born on the 8th, the 17th, the 26th of any month, this is a message for you. And or you may share it with someone that you know who's born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of any month. So the month doesn't matter, it's the day that we look at. And the reason why we look at the number, the birth number, is because it helps us to organize our daily lives and our daily activities and or affairs, and we set ourselves up for success, all right, in achieving our goals and objectives that we set for ourselves. So this message will also be for those of you who are very ambitious. So those of you birth number 8 are ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn has an intense nature and can be very can be fatalistic and or successful in their affairs, all right, because that's how intense the energy is with Saturn. So just be mindful of your energy, and this reading should reveal any insights that you may need to be aware of for the month of April as it relates to your number. There may be things that come out that are pointing it to setting up or devising a plan for your success for the month of April. But nonetheless, just look for the insight. Anything that resonates with you, anything does not, don't make it work, don't make it fit. Just take it as it comes. Also, this could be happening now, it could happen later on, but that's why you want to be mindful and aware of all of your affairs and activities and plan accordingly. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. So Spirit, please do give us a message. Don't want to belabor that point, but please do give us a message, Spirit, and please let us receive whatever it is that we need to hear and or be obedient in the way of our spirituality and on our life's path and life's journey. And I thank you for allowing me to impart the message and distill the message for the collective. And so it is. So let's see. If anything's not going to come out, I'm going to cut the deck. And we'll take the card off the top and we'll look at the energy at the bottom. I always start with the chakra readings because the chakras are our, as you know, we have 7 chakras, and it is our energy centers, all right? So it's going to read the energy for those of you with the number, birth number 8. So let's see, let's go ahead and cut the deck. So off the top, the energy, peace. All right, bringing more peace, and I want to say prosperity into your life. As you can see, the lotus flower here, there's lots of effervescence here, so there's a lot of things being activated within you, all right? Also, the lotus flower is a beautiful flower, and it blooms and seeds at the same times in murky, muddy waters. So in this picture, you can't see the murky, muddy waters. And that's to me, just a lotus flower in general, and its life cycle. And, you know, the way it grows and as it blooms and it seeds, it's getting rid of anything that's not bringing about that prosperity, that alluring or magnetism that we that's inherent in our nature, all right? But when it blooms into this pristine, gorgeous image, or just its essence. So keep that in mind, that you are the lotus flower. You are meant to be beautiful inside out. And you have been gifted your 6 senses, all of your faculties to be able to get rid of anything that's not serving you, to bring about the beauty, your natural beauty. So Spirit is asking you to find peace within yourself. Peace within yourself to bring about the natural beauty that you possess. All right, so let's build on this message. And this is also from the crown chakra, which is our seventh chakra. So we know it does have a higher, it's about your higher self, revealing your higher self. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the soul healing card. This is the eighth chakra. Now, this is above the seventh chakra, right? This is the soul star chakra. And we don't think about that a lot. We don't take that into account a lot. But what this card signifies is that you are on your ascension path. And it's about healing the soul of who you are, and bringing to earth the light, bringing to this secular world the light, because you are the light. You are of a higher nature. You are of the higher consciousness. And Spirit wants you to share that with the masses, with especially starting with the people that's around you in your environment. You are being called to be an example. And that doesn't mean that you have to preach or teach anything. It's just about living in this way, living with peace, living where you bloom and seed at the same time, and people get to witness that. They watch you come into your own beautiful nature, your essence, all right? They admire that about you, okay? So right now we have two of the highest chakras, which is major when it comes to the chakras. So let's see what else there is for you here. All right, inner strength. Inner strength. Now I believe, no, these are different. So the inner strength is from your solar plexus, all right? So you have the third chakra here on the table as well, all right? So in this picture, this photo or this image, it kind of in describing the lotus flower, this is kind of what this is you in that murky water. This is the murky water in which you bloom and seed out of. Look at the light coming through. So as you shed this murky, dried up, muddy waters, as it dries up, it starts to crack open. So there's a birthing within. There's something that within you that is stronger than what's outside of you. So inner strength, and that's where the solar plexus comes into play. This big solar plexus is a representative of your inner strength, the strength that you possess within. And we can also play an active role in building that inner strength. Now, with this card, to me, the kind of strength it's talking about is strength to overcome the trials and tribulations of the human existence, all right? But there needs to be a revolution, a human revolution, where we're shedding of this human skin and really bringing about the soul, revealing who we are as our essence, as spiritual beings, and healing from the inside, healing your soul. And when you do that, they could be flipped, actually, because this is the outcome when we start to get rid of all of this, shed all of this old skin. All right, I'm thinking of like a mask. This looks like to me like if you did a facial mask, you're doing a facial, and the last thing you put on is the mask. And when the mask is done, you know when it's complete, because it's actually dry, and it starts to crack on the skin because it wants to reveal the new skin the deepermost layers. So it's trying to reach the depths. Spirit is trying to reach you at your depths, and you need to meet Spirit there. So you have to play an active role in that. You have to bloom and seed at the same time, because you are being supported. There's no, you reach the higher realms, but you need to seek. You need to strengthen yourself from within, the inner strength, to seek the alignment within, to seek the strength from within. You got to go to the depths and strengthen. All right. So I think I'm going to expound on this message a little bit using the tarot. But let me go ahead. I want to read from the book, because this is my first time getting the inner strength card, and it is card number 14, which reduces to 5. So this is all about change, a rebirthing, something's new coming, right? So the energy that you have been, you've been doing a lot of meditating, a lot of, stirring up, bubbling up, percolating, like in this picture, to heal, to do the inner work. And now it wants that dead skin. You need to get rid of that dead skin, the skin that's no longer serving you, to really reveal your true essence, the true essence of who you are. So again, I'm not going to belabor, but change is on the table, because number 14 reduces to 5. 5 is the number of change. So let's go ahead and read from the chakra book on inner strength, and why you call this card into your world. Okay, this is a reminder that it is time to call on your inner strength. You have the ability to deal with anything in your life. We all are a part of the universe, which has magnificent power and energy available to us at all times. You are being invited to connect to, acknowledge, and call upon the incredible strength that lies within you. Life may be challenging for you at the present moment, and you are reminded that you have the tools and the ability to conquer anything that comes your way. Whether it is an emotional, physical, mental, or spiritual challenge, know you have the strength to move through it and come out the other end empowered. It is time to trust that you are strong enough and courageous enough to move through this difficult time and learn some powerful life lessons. The universe is always giving you the opportunities to build inner strength. It is up to you to take the challenge and rise from the ashes. You may be required to look at your situation from a different point, look at your situation from a different point of view, or even be willing to let go of some of the old systems that are weakening your inner strength. Whatever it is you are being guided to do, make sure to listen and put it into action. You have the courage of a lion, and it is time to roar and embrace this part of you in its totality. That's what I was saying. It is time. All right. You have what it takes. It's time to reveal your true essence. All right. Your true, beautiful nature, your inherent strength. All right. And come out empowered on the other end. And also shedding and getting rid of anything that's any old belief systems. And it seems like you've been doing a lot of that soul searching. You've been doing a lot of soul searching. You've been doing a lot of inner work. And you may need to take a different different path, getting rid of any old belief systems, old way of thinking that doesn't serve us at the moment, because we are in a new paradigm shift. So we do have to get rid of those things that's no longer serving us. I wanted to see if there's anything else that came to me. But you have what it takes to move on. Let's just go ahead and move on. So Spirit's telling me just to move on with the message. We're going to go ahead and expand on the message right now with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. All right, Spirit. So let's see. Yeah, and that inner strength card says you've been doing a lot of introspection. And that's where the peace card came in. So you've really been doing that introspection, which is bringing about this healing, all right? Because now you've been able to pinpoint those things that you need to banish from your life, the old way of thinking, any belief system, any doctrine, any old outdated doctrine, indoctrination needs to go. All right, and then this is why the skin. This is why you're shedding this old, murky, muddy, dried up skin, and it's really, you really want it off of you, right? And as you shed away and peel it away, the light is coming through. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light. And like I said at the beginning, birth number 8, you guys go hard. You guys go really, 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 really hard. Let me see. Some cards came out, and the Hierophant wants to show its face. So yeah. So the Hierophant is at the bottom of the deck. And the Hierophant is about indoctrination, your belief systems. So perhaps you're being governed right now by these belief systems. These systems that perhaps if they need to be, shed from your life, then it's been coming up a lot in your life. That's what that card is, because you're being governed by these beliefs. All right, and that's the energy at the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else is going to come up for you guys. So we got the King of Pentacles. So this is your foundation, all right? And the foundation, the King of Pentacles is a leader of stability. It's from a physical standpoint as well. So the material, all of the possessions and the things that you acquire in life, they will bring you peace and abundance, because it's falling into peace and abundance card, all right? But don't be desperate for them, or force anything to bring about that. And you don't have to. You don't have to. It comes to you. You get number 8, birth number 8. You guys are known to be very successful in your endeavors. And again, it's very intense. So in this case, with these 2 cards, Major Arcana and then the King of Pentacles coming up, I feel the abundance for you. I feel it coming through. And you guys can go either way. It's either one extreme or the other. Because that's the intense nature that you guys carry. There's no in between. There's no gray area. It's either one or the other. So in this case, what it's saying to me, you're going to fail or you're going to succeed. But this King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles succeeds in all his endeavors. He's dripping with green, because he has an overflow of abundance. And and it's all about not only for himself but for the kingdom. He does it for his family. He does it for the collective, the whole, the community. All right, and this is why he exudes this abundance. It's not selfish. It's not hoarding. He's bringing all that he does is to bring about this foundation and stability for his kingdom, for his community. All right, so that's it. And here's the next card, 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to be overflowing with abundance. Look at the balance here. The scales are balanced. And this is not the King of Pentacles looking down on these people, but to help them, to help pull them up, to inspire them. Those who need the most help get the most help, and the King of Pentacles understands this principle. Those who need the most gets the most. So this is why the King of Pentacles just exudes this amount of abundance, this healthy vitality, fortune. This is his fortune. So you bringing about the fortune as well. This is why the two higher chakras are out first. At the top of the reading, out of the deck, you got your 7th chakra and the 8th chakra right off the top. Because you're being led and guided by the higher realms. You understand that, by the spirit, the ethereal realms. And also number 8 can be a symbol of religious fanatics. So you may not be religious, or you may be open to different belief systems and thought. Because how I think of it is that there's one religion, and that religion has everything to do with the spiritual aspect of our lives. So for you, but let me not speak for you guys, but I'm just pinpointing this, is that your essence, your spiritual essence of who you understand, that's who you truly are. That's your knowledge of self, that you are a spiritual being on this earthly plane, having earthly experience, right? You understand that. But we always have to get rid of, we always find ourselves having to go through cycles and renew ourselves, rebirth in the way we think. And this is what this card is about, really. That inner strength is about making sure that you check in. Let me go ahead and clear the solar plexus chakra. I feel like that needs clearing. It just needs some love, all right? Just some encouragement is needed, all right, to understand that you are on the path. You are on the right path at this moment, but you will have to go through these trials and tribulations, but don't be discouraged by those trials and tribulations. It's just it's just a part of life. You will overcome. So congratulate yourself, because you have this this is around you. The 7th and the 6th chakras, that energy is in your aura. That's where your aura is just reverberating from. And so this all of the things that need to be get rid of, it has no choice. You just go into your solitude, into your meditation, and this stuff just starts to just like flake off. You touch it, it just flakes off. It just dissipates. So don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck in this, like this image. This image is looking down as if it's mourning of some sort, or it's just struggling and striving to survive. But just know that this old skin is shedding and bringing about something new for you. But you have to play an active role in that. All right. And again, that 3rd chakra is about the strength, your inner strength, and it has a lot to do with your physical health as well. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, getting activity, physical fitness, to strengthen your core area. Your core is your center, is your equilibrium, is where everything plugs into the center, into this nucleus right here. And then you just kind of just like grow these branches off of that core. So the core has to be solid. Your center has to be solid. So strengthen your core muscles so that everything that moves mechanically from your center is efficient. It brings about that efficient way of movement, of life, of coexisting. synchronizing, that synchronicity with life, like how we become very visceral and elastic, being flexible, pliable in life. All right. So let me not belabor that point. Let's see what else Spirit has. We have, Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, it is about some new information coming in, but it's in reverse. So this is something that is old. This information, this is about getting rid of those old belief systems we were just talking about that was read in the Inner Strength card. And the Hierophant is right next to Hierophant as well. Yeah. So anything, especially if it's premature, if it's something that's coming to you right now that's, or just like kind of trying to kick up or resurface in your life, you're contemplating something because you just feel like there's no, maybe you feel like you need to latch on to something right now instead of trusting yourself. But this is a old way of thinking, old information, old indoctrination, old belief systems. We must be pliable and flexible with the times right now, and don't get stuck in things that are just don't serve you anymore. I mean, if we take a look at where we are right now, there's been they've shut down so many businesses, so many venues, and we've had to find our own way of life. We've had to find a new way of life or a different outlet. So let's just say if you were a churchgoer, the churches have been closed for a year now. So you've had to either catch the service, the worship online and attend those virtual services, and people do that. That's good. But ultimately, you don't get that tactile, that touch, that tactile cue or that tactile instruction from, the ministry or, your minister, pastor, what have you. You get my drift, right? So you've had to rely on what? Your own intuition, your personal relationship with spirit, with your God force, with your life force, whatever you call it. You've had to rely on that information that you have that's internal, that internal data, that internal information. That's the new way. That's the new religion, in my opinion. But you can be the judge of that. But just trying to give you some understanding around why the Page of Swords is in reverse. And we do have two other cards here, and I'm going to use them. And I don't know why they're reversed, but they are. We have, okay. So we have the Hangman. The Hangman is in reverse. When the Hangman is this way in its right place, it's about perspective, right? And it's about being still and know. So now this is upright like this. If you look at that card and he's in this position, from this position, the Hangman is standing on one foot with the other foot behind him and the hands behind his back. So you are changing your perspective. You are changing your perspective. Slowly but surely you're changing your perspective. Your hands are behind your back. I'm not sure if they're tied. No, okay. So maybe you're open and receptive. Your heart is open. So you're open to this new information. You're open to this new way of life. You are healing the soul and shedding away at that old skin and allowing your new skin, your new essence to come into play, to come into your new way of life. So I like that. But then you have the Nine of Pentacles, in reverse. So be careful on this new way of thinking, all right? That could be another perspective for someone. Because if it's not in line with your soul healing and this peace card, it could put your your foundation in an adverse position where you may find yourself having to work harder, or you may find that you start to lose your bearings, lose your center of gravity. Things are not quite on point anymore. So be very careful of that, all right, as it relates to the Nine of Pentacles, all right? And then be mindful of your new perspective with the Hangman. So I'm going to leave that there and go ahead and pull some oracle cards. And I think I'm going to pull a heavy hitter. And I'm going to pull from our Isis oracle deck, because with the two cards, these last few cards being in reverse, we need to make sure that we are staying on the path of the 7th and the 8th chakra, the higher realms, managing our financial stability, managing our kingdom. All right, really revealing and being, the real true teacher. Ministering to ourselves, governing ourselves according to what Spirit tells us, because we are entrusting our current life situation to Spirit, right? But we play an active role in that. So we're not being passive at all. We're being active in this whole process. So let's see what the Isis Oracle has to offer us and what it is, what advice Spirit is giving us. Because this is the ancient, this is the wisdom from our ancient ancestors, our ancient history. And I think this needs to be said, because some of you that are listening right now could be very heady, all right, and you just really need that intense message. So we're going to give you the intensity here from the Isis Oracle deck. And Isis is the Greek name for Auset, all right, and Auset is the Egyptian princess, queen, goddess, right, empress. And the Greeks gave Auset the name Isis. So we are speaking to our ancestor Auset. All right, see what has to be offered here. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle from the other way and see if anything comes out. All right, let's do this. All right, Spirit, please do give us the message and the advice we need in this reading for those who with the birth number 8, born in the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th of any month. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck and take the card off the top here. And the first card out is Queen of Heaven, blessing from the divine empress of the skies. And that's what I'm feeling for you guys. I do feel the blessings and the abundance in this reading. And card number 8 in numerology would be a card of abundance, the number of abundance as well. All right. So let's go ahead and find out what the Isis Oracle has to tell us from the Queen of Heaven. What is her message? The Queen of Heaven. And that's also coming to me as if it's coming from the 7th or the 8th chakra as well. The message is coming up here. Give me a second. Okay. So, the Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now as a man or a woman. You have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. Here you are, the Hierophant. All right, you are that teacher, and I mentioned that when this card came out. You guys have that allure about you, that magnetism, as if you are a spiritual teacher, a spiritual leader. All right, so let's go on. So this card is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether it is male or female body in this lifetime. Isis means throne, and in her presence and blessings, as Divine Empress of the Skies, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. And that's the other thing, it seems like it's going to relate to the masculine and feminine a lot, because we all embody the polarity of masculine and feminine. And it is up to us to find that balance as well. And perhaps that could be what's putting us in a reverse position. The Hangman, your perspective is changing, all right, when it comes to the masculine and feminine. But we don't want to get us to the point where we do not honor it, and we are all we're 100% masculine at all times. And that applies to female and male. Because even as a feminine existence, or as a female, I also have a masculine energy that I need to exude or express at times, and it's about the appropriation of that energy. When is it right and appropriate? So we possibly are in reverse with the nine of Pentacles, because we're not expressing that masculine energy, or there's not an equal or somewhat balanced degree of masculine and feminine in our current situation. But yes, that's why this message is not about losing the abundance, but it could cause you problems in your foundation if you're not balancing out the two. So let me keep going. All right, it says, feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired spiritual leadership through the heart, and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. So we know that when we come from the heart chakra, we exuding that love, that compassion, that forgiveness, and that can be associated mainly with that feminine energy. So what what Spirit is asking you is, from your masculine, if you are male, from your masculine side, you have to tap into your compassion through the attributes of your heart. So perhaps your heart chakra is blocked. Let me ring that. So we ensure that we're always expressing that calm, compassionate side of ourselves as well. And again, at the appropriate time. All right, so I'm going to keep going because I want to read a little bit more for you guys. It says that, I'll repeat that, it is inspired spiritual leadership through the heart, and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force and control. And we know the word control is associated with narcissism, all right? And that force, it could be narcissist, which is a lot of times associated with the male presence or with the masculine presence. So just be mindful of that, right? It's all right to have authority and power, but when it's used to control or force something, or force yourself on someone or something, it could have a negative connotation to it. So be mindful of that, right? Isis, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership within your own being, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. And that's why your inner strength is important. if you understand how to find a balance of masculine and feminine in your life, you have a balance within your solar plexus as well. That inner strength, that empowerment, and that empowers you when you understand and can appropriate your masculine and feminine energy at the right and appropriate time. All right. And that's what you call inner spiritual authority, because you understand how to manage and also delegate those attributes accordingly, those traits. This oracle is a confirmation to step forward in leadership if you have been considering to do so. It might be in connection with others, especially if you also drew this card of divine sisterhood. But you are also to realize that you are a capable spiritual leader in your own right as you trust in the divine feminine values within. I'm going to leave it there. You need to trust in that. And if you are a divine feminine, you are ready. You are ready. You have the energy. You understand your feminine side. You're fully tapped into your feminine energy. It's just important, although it doesn't pinpoint it in this message, but it obviously is talking about balancing the masculine and feminine energies. So when it comes to your control, when it comes to authority, just make sure that you don't get the two confused. It's not about controlling the situation or controlling your environment, but it's about serving the community or serving your environment from a place of compassion leadership, mindful leadership, a kindness, a respect for others, a love for others as well. So that we want to lead from that place. So this is your message, all right? And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you for the reading, your birth number reading for the month of May. And that'll be here shortly. I salute you. Namaste.